Can you help me out with what to wear to work? Because I go to work like almost every day. All right, hey guys, welcome back to Cladwell Style Tips for the Everyday Guy. I'm Eric.
I'm Chris.
And today we're talking about what to wear to work.
Yeah.
And we've got kind of a simple answer to this question, and a longer but very intriguing answer to this question.
Yeah.
And stick around to the end because actually we're trying something new today. At the end of this video, we're going to be answering one of your questions, one of you, our loyal fans' style questions at the end of this video.
Yeah.
So Chris, I do go to work almost every day, and I usually wear clothes.
Yeah,
No,
thank goodness.
I'm always wearing clothes. And my question is, how do I know what to wear to work?
Yeah, I think a lot of guys are asking this question. I've been asked this question a lot, trying to help people out. Frankly, it's too hard to address every guy in a short YouTube video here. But the good news is that's what we do at Cladwell. Yeah, you can go to cladwell.com, get your free personal roadmap.
We've
to dress
done
better.
this. We've built this for you guys.
This is literally, other than making YouTube videos, that's all we do.
Video
is
done.
work on that
Stop
stuff.
watching, but don't stop watching. We actually have an ad. But seriously, go to
Yeah.
Cladwell.
Yeah.
It's a free thing. It builds all the clothes you actually will look great on you.
It's great.
That will fit you.
Yes.
It's instant. It's free. And we even just launched
Yeah.
a brand new feature, Occasions View, where it'll tell you, depending on your work environment, it'll tell you what clothes you can wear in that occasion. It's all done for you.
Yes.
It's a cool thing. Go
It's
do
very
it.
cool.
Okay.
It's
All
very
right. So
cool.
that's the short answer.
Yes.
Now, a longer answer, this is really cool. We talked
Yeah.
about this, and you came up with kind of this spectrum
Yes.
of different work environments and what to wear. Can you walk me through that?
Yeah,
And
so
walk
as I
us
started
through
thinking about, how we think about what we wear to work, and we knew we couldn't address every single guy because people just have so many different jobs.
Right.
Let's place it on a spectrum, and let's think about things in terms of clearly defined standards of dress. So on one hand, I'll illustrate that. On one hand, we've got uniforms. So those are very clearly defined standards. Literally, you're wearing this article of clothing,
Right.
probably in this color.
There's no wiggle room. It's told for you what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Highest standards on that side of the
Highest
spectrum.
standards. And
Okay.
what we think about things that you can control at that level
Mm-hmm.
of standards. So you can control things probably like your hair,
Yes.
probably, and you can maybe control the size or the cut of the thing. At least somebody's going to ask you, what size do you wear? When I order your uniform, you can say whatever.
So you're grooming, the fit of the uniform.
Exactly. You
But
have
other
some
than that,
control
you're
of that.
pretty limited in what you can.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Choose, yeah.
Take it or leave it.
Okay.
Right. So then if we move down, a little bit less clearly defined standards, but still a lot of expectations.
Mm-hmm.
This might be somebody in the legal profession who appears before a judge, is involved in litigation, that sort of thing. You have to wear a blazer.
Professional
you have to wear dress
environment.
pants. Professional environment for sure. And so you still have to wear those things, those types of things. But you may have a little more control over the color of the
Okay.
thing that you wear. So
Right.
you might be able to wear a navy or a black blazer or whatever, or a light blue shirt or a white dress shirt, that sort of thing.
So a little bit less standards, but you're also getting a little bit more control over what you can choose.
in terms of color.
Okay.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So if we move our way down the spectrum
So the next level.
further, the next level, is going to be maybe a teacher lives in this category where you not only are thinking about grooming, you're not only thinking about the cut of the things and the color, you start to think about what you're actually wearing. So
Okay.
you don't have to wear a tie. You might wear a polo shirt. You might wear a sweater, that sort of thing. So you
this
get a
is
little more
this-
freedom that way.
This is a semi-casual work environment.
Yeah, exactly. And there's
Yeah.
probably a lot of freedom there,
Okay.
but still definitely expectations that you have to dress professionally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So less clearly defined standards.
Yeah, but still some expectations.
and a little bit more control because not only you think about color, you can start to pick more item selection versus
Yeah.
I'm wearing a suit every day in a professional
Exactly,
environment.
or a uniform if we go even further.
Right.
Exactly.
The options start to open up in terms of items in the
Right.
semi-casual.
Definitely.
Okay, so what's
That's
and then
exactly.
what's the last on the spectrum?
So last we've got the most casual. This is like probably the environment we were working in a startup. It could be somebody who works in just a casual retail environment where they can kind of wear whatever they want. It doesn't matter a whole lot. And there aren't clearly defined expectations. So it's a little bit harder to know
yeah,
what to wear. So you might be able to wear a t-shirt. You might be able to wear a tie. You might be all over the place.
it's you're all over the map.
Exactly.
You
And
kind of do whatever you want.
that's right. And at this level, you have the most freedom to really express your personality, your individuality.
Okay, so the least amount of defined standards
Yes.
in the casual workplace, but the most amount of options and factors
Most
you get
freedom.
to choose.
Yeah,
from,
that
most freedom.
scale has tipped.
Okay,
Exactly.
So working down that spectrum, how would I know which areas I'm in if I'm going to work and maybe I've got a new job or something. How do I figure out?
He's not sure where you land.
Yeah, what are the rules? And
and it may sound obvious, but for somebody who's never done this before, just look around and actually make notes about the things that other guys are wearing. Are they wearing blazers? Are they wearing ties? Are they just wearing jeans or shorts? Whatever. Just be very deliberate about paying attention to that. And then secondly, I'd say ask. It's a great way to get direct feedback. Ask your supervisor or a friend you trust at work what's expected of you.
That's great.
Yeah.
And so the other question I have is if we look at the scale again, which of those ends of the spectrum or which work environment is the most complex to actually think through and prepare for each day?
Yeah, it may be a little surprising, but I think it's actually the most casual environment. That's in a way, I think that's when the most pressure is on you because you have the most decisions to make as you get dressed in the morning because you have the most freedom. You can't rely on the standard and just wear the same thing every day.
So the casual, this is making me feel better about myself. I've got the most pressure on what to figure out in the casual work environment.
Yeah.
Because there's more options. Whereas I probably, in my mind, I would have probably thought the professional environment's the most complex.
Right.
Because you got to look the best or something. You got to do the suit. But you're saying actually in the casual, since there's more factors you have to consider on a day in, day out basis, it's probably the most complex and most confusing.
Definitely. Yeah, and there's probably the most variety among the people you work with. You might see people dressed all different ways with suits, shorts, everything in between.
Right. So wouldn't it be great if you had a guide to kind of help you through with all your clothes, to help you make decisions about what to purchase, what to wear? We're being a little joking. We've done this for you again.
That exists at Cladwell.com.
At Cladwell.com. We've laid out, if you want to know what clothes, you want some fresh clothes, and that are going to look good for you and your colors and your style, personality.
And for a specific occasion.
It's all there.
It's all there.
It's all there. Go check it out. So we're going to end today with our question of the day.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. From Jay Zeter.
Cool.
Jay Zeter we did a how to layer clothes video.
Okay.
And he said, I really enjoyed the positive energy and friendly banter in this video.
Oh.
Thanks, Jay Zeter. Man, that's great. Here's this question. I generally wear a patterned button down underneath a solid color sweater. But what are your thoughts about a solid on solid, such as a solid maroon crew neck sweater over a dark gray button down?
That's a great question, Jay Zeter. Totally cool. Continue doing the solid on solid. I think anytime you introduce a pattern into the sweater or the shirt, what have you, you're pushing the look a little bit more casual. So a solid on solid, I think, tends to be a little dressier and it lends a sophisticated air to an outfit. So it's totally cool. Keep doing it.
That's great. Thanks for your question, Jay Zeter. If you guys have a style question you want answered, we'll do it. Send it to us and we'll have Chris answer the question for you on our videos here. So that's it for today, guys. If you like this, if it's helpful, give us a thumbs up, subscribe. We'd love to keep growing this channel out, bringing you guys great content.
Yeah.
And go check out Cladwell in case we didn't plug it obscenely amount of times in this video already. But thanks so much for watching these guys, and we'll see you next time.